To attract foreign investors into our country is an opportunity for our economic growth to move forward. However, in order to do so, they need to consider all the stakeholders related to the project that we will all get the benefits, which we believe that it is the key to create sustainable business growth in EEC. Greeting, honorable judges. My name is Manipa, together with Nueaprae, Nattapong, and Sarita. So let's start with the overview of EEC. EEC is the Eastern Spatial Development Zone, which aims to boost the economy of Thailand, being a leading economic zone in the ASEAN. EEC was established in the 3 provinces of Thailand, locating on the coast of the Gulf of Thailand. And EEC will focus on these 10 potential industries from the first S-curve to the new S-curve, in order to focus on 4 areas. First is to increase and improve infrastructure. Second, business, industrial cluster, and innovation hubs. Third is the tourism, and lastly is the creation of new cities through smart urban planning. Indeed, EEC is a path especially for foreign investors to invest in Thailand in the long run, in which the government provided attractive exemptions as incentives to invest in EEC. For example, there are exemptions for corporate income tax as well as a personal income tax, exemption of import duties of machinery, permission to own land to almost 100 years, a 5-year working visa, and also the one-stop service center. Under the regulations, the government aims to boost the country's attractiveness in the eyes of investors as much as possible. However, what about the locals? We see that there are many obstacles ahead of the EEC implementation in the eyes of business communities and residents. First, there is a lack of locals' participation in terms of the transfer of knowledge. Second, the land conflict, since the government agency will have the power to expropriate from residents without a solution for displaced locals. Last but not least, a hub industrial manufacturing and others will lead to environmental impact on the communities nearby. Therefore, in order to create a sustainable business growth in EEC, we have defined sustainable business as 2 major aspects. First is the technological sustainability, is that a company needs to implement the right technologies to optimize the performance. The second one is the social sustainability, which is the aspect that a company should manage its business impact as well as engaging with its stakeholder. So with the goal of creating sustainable business in the EEC, we have come up with 2 key questions. First, how can a company utilize technological advancement to optimize the performance and productivity? And the second question is, how can a company engage local to create reciprocal benefits while cooperating with the government to reduce environmental impacts? So to answer these 2 key questions, we have come up with the 3 key strategies, which are empower, enhance, and connect. So my colleagues would elaborate more on the empower, which is the first strategy.
Now, for the first E, empower strategy is to empower the capability of EEC by implementing technology in order to build a sustainable, compelling business hub. But first, let's take a look on the traditional supply chain. What are the problems? Let me give you some examples. Assume that one famous influencer has posted a picture of this computer on the social media, and then the demand of this computer suddenly rises up. The retailer of this computer are now sold out, and they just woke the producer up unexpectedly because they did not realize that this computer will be immediately sold out. On the manufacturer side, they cannot find enough supplies, so they have to reorder the supply again, and this causes 1,000 additional costs of supplies. And since this order has not been planned, so there's an additional shipping cost arise here. Moreover, this could take a really long lead time, so the customer will no longer waiting and they have already shifted their preference, leading to costs of additional unplanned costs and unsold product, which can decrease the company profit margin. To summarize, with the old supply chain, it can cause 3 main problems, which are: first, complexity through monitoring the entire supply chain. Second, inconsistency of entire supply chain. And third, inefficiency of demand forecasting, which can be solved by 3 technology, which are: first, IoT, second, blockchain, and third, social media prediction. First, Internet of Things or IoT. How can it help? Looking through the previous supply chain which conduct horizontally, It can only transfer the information of a product step by step. But with IoT, the horizontal chain is breakdown. All chains can connect it, share the information and status real time. For instance, IoT can count the number of producer inventory and share this status to the supplier at the same time, so the supplier is aware to prepare supply when the inventory reaches certain amount. IoT can be used with Wi-Fi, GSM, and wide area low energy network. As a result, IoT can create a continuous data flow which helps users able to track and monitor real-time status, also analyze some pattern issues such as delaying. But next, blockchain. We use blockchain to create a supply chain transparency solution. But what is that? When we see a computer, we may not notice that there are several components for assembling single computer, and the different components usually come from different places. With this diversity, it may cause an inconsistency of quality and contract. Blockchain is a block that can contain data in each block with a massive security. Because each block will generate a unique code and only a node that can solve a puzzle for every block can unlock the blockchain. Digital supply chain use blockchain to contain a data of each component in each block. Because of this process, blockchain helps each component has its own security block and can be monitored and updated status real time in each component in one platform, which we call a single source of truth. Implementing blockchain can help manage and monitor risks since it can track into a component level so they will find a faulty early enough to fix it. It can ensure the quality of the product since blockchain can track into the component level. It can track the delivery status, but the most important benefit is it can create a smart contract. What is a smart contract? Smart contract can help make a payment autonomously, avoid large amount of contract by contracting in component level, which can help eliminate the unsold amount and make a refund request for each component easier. Lastly, social media prediction. Nowadays, as shown above on the presentation, social media can drive a certain peak of demand intentionally and unexpectedly. Former statistics said that 92% of people think that influencing marketing is effective, and the average earned media value per $1 is $5.20, or around 5 times of money spending. With this technology of AI in nowadays, we believe that we can drive even more by using a social media data input to analyze along with artificial intelligence to make a prediction of demand curve more accuracy. This will help companies to be well prepared for a certain peak of demand and help companies to find an opportunity to penetrate to a new segment of market. With 3 key technology, we believe that it will be able to empower the Eastern Economic Corridor to be even more powerful and to become a world-leading digital economic hub for the future.
Here we are, the second part of sustainability is social sustainability, including environment and communities. For our second E, enchant, is to enhance the ecosystem by using new smart waste management. Because EEC will draw more population and factory, tremendous amount of waste will be produced, and it could damage environment and living standard. Another reason is the current issues. In 2016, most tire waste from both factory and household are not properly managed, even the dangerous one, industrial waste, which is 44 handled. So, are current plan unaffected? Before we judge, I will walk you through what has been done and is going to be done for EEC. First, the government has cooperated the private sector like PTT and GPSC. They are looking forward to increase the capacity. And lastly, last year, 8.615 billion baht was approved in 4 main areas: capacity, green space, community, and restoration of ecosystem. The root cause is quite obvious to define. First of all, the capacity is way behind the production. Second, there are illegal activities that release waste into the ecosystem. And last, some part of the solid waste was brought from outside this province, so it's piled up into a huge number. Possible issues. From our analysis, there are 2 potential issues: mismatch of capacity and illegal dumping. As you can see, both current capacity of solid waste and polluted water are not capable to deal with. Currently, we could do 0.63 million tons of solid waste, while its accumulated amount was 4.38 million. And if we do nothing, in 17 years, there will be 9.73 million tons. And the same happened to the polluted water. If we do nothing about this, most of them will be released into the ecosystem. Second issue is illegal dumping, as landfill these dangerous waste was way cheaper for the company, so it is not surprised that this practice still continue. In 2016, only 44% of 5 tons of waste are properly handled. Key implication is that pollution is an inevitable threat which directly impact community and sustainability of EEC. Therefore, innovative solutions must be made. And we are here introducing Smart Eco Alarm. What is Smart Eco Alarm? It is used information from sensor monitoring device to a smart ecosystem for further development. We actually divided into 2 parts, sensor deployment and waste tracking. For sensor deployment, is the project to measure different aspects of environmental quality. We are looking for particular matters, ozone gas, nitrogen dioxide gas in air quality. For water determinations, we measure turbidity and biological oxygen demand. For soil quality, we are looking for moisture or any contaminated substance. Tracking waste is primarily focused on verifying movement of waste from factory into prepared facilities. Knowing its movement allows to evaluate the impact and transparency of these processes. These strategies are crucial for planning and development in collaboration with associate authorities. The data will be carried on through the IoT system for classifying and processing, and then the interpretation will be turned into the actions. We are 3 main ones: daily information about environmental quality and movement of waste on mobile applications. Second, we announce the report at the end of the period to ensure our commitment that we are doing our best and how we could improve our operations. And lastly, we could act, plan, and evaluate our project or business better than just profit perspective. For short term, these data allow us to prevent some impact because we could prevent it early. And the firm could predict the trend and situation, so it provides better preparation and protections. For long term, future protection and impact could be evaluated more precisely, so a plan for management and capacity collaboration with local government will be more effective. Smart Eco Alarm is designed to benefit the communities while showing transparency and commitment of the company into the sustainable future. It will reinforce trust and relationship to external stakeholders. With smart tracking, the internal fraud and corruption will be less. Also, all the records could be used as evidence of adhering to this standard. Lastly, capacity and system could be developed more effectively and efficiently, leading to better management in dealing with waste and pollution of EEC.
And finally, with our last C, connect. Currently, EEC is perceived as a mega project that attracts only the big companies and leave local business behind. This results in majority of local businesses and SMEs tend to perceive EEC as a threat, as they do not have any mutual benefits with EEC. And if we let this perception continue and spread, EEC will soon be another project that is strong in strategies but cannot be implemented in the long run. So, let's take a closer look at EEC initial plans. EEC is planned to establish a so-called EEC Digital Park, a smart business communities that compose the 3 main zones. The innovation zones, where there will be a collaborative lab between partner universities and incorporated in EECs. Second, the digital service centers, where there will be a server and cloud storage located in the digital park. And lastly, the residential zones, which there will be an innovative, eco-friendly complex for investor and college student to live in. Also, the investor in digital park will get a package of privileges from EEC as an initiative for participating and establishing its headquarters in EEC. The overall project looks promising. However, there can be possible issues from this initiative. First, the park itself can be held only around 400,000 residents who can get the full benefits of the park, and also it can pose an unequal education opportunities, as Thai students cannot afford the tuition in that EEC universities. Another issue is that currently there is no privileges for local startup and SMEs. Therefore, they tend to see EEC as a threat. So, the key implication here is that the companies should take more actions in involving local people with EEC project for the project to spare ahead.
One issue for the company in the EEC have in common is that they're not able to find many skilled workers in Thailand and that they have to import their employee from other regions in order to establish their headquarters in EEC. The reason behind that is that the students in Thailand have difficulty in access in certain skills and limited hands-on experience, and the skill learning in school is not matched with what company wants. As a result, there is only a handful skilled worker in the market which mismatch skill, causing more for the company. Therefore, our goal today is to increase the number of skilled workers and tailor these skills and increase productivity to the workforce as a whole. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the Integrated Learning Hub, which is an online learning platform that is created from collaborations with many corporates to spread their know-how and certain skills, connects the student and corporate closer than ever. Firstly, we will partner with the role model corporate to develop learning materials. Then we will promote our platform by partnership with university, and in near future, take part in developing the curriculum to cater to what companies will use. With this platform, it will spread the opportunity for our students in the unlimited extent and further motivate and drive them to be even more advanced in their field. And for the company, they will have a better productivity and gain more awareness among students as a whole. Another player company should focus on is the local startup and SME, which will introduce a matching platform where startup and SME find their right partners. For SME and startup, finding an investor and partner, which is benefit for local and big company internally. As you can see from the SWOT analysis of both SMEs and big corporates, the weakness of big corporates is that it's not elastic, which can be eliminated by the strength of the startup that being agile and adapt to the disruptions. This is why cooperative is key for both to grow internally in the business. And we make sure that both local and corporate benefits from the deals where SME have their hand-on experience and gain more know-how from the big corporates, while the big corporates get a fresh and relatively cheaper idea and more adaptive to the disruption. This kind of cooperative between startup and corporates can be seen in many case studies. For example, the acquisition of Apple and XNAR to improve Apple machine learning and image recognition tools that will be used in the new coming iPhones. And finally, let's put our recommendation into numbers. We will start implement our first recommendations, E empower and E enhance, as soon as possible since the beginning of 2021. And later start our third recommendation, connect, in the 2022. The key performance index we expected to see is 5 million users of integrated learning platform and increasing 750,000 people of skilled worker in Thailand, and almost 100% of waste that is treated properly. We expected to see a cost reaching 351 million over the 5 years periods, with 5 years capex, with the first year capex of 33 million, with sustainable source of funds from cash on hands, internally generated funds, and cooperate with governments. Every strategy is not perfect. We have considered a risk mitigation plan for the highest possible risk, which is the data leakage from the supply chain management in Recom 1. We will mitigate this risk by control the press release, send experts to make sure that the server is perfectly secure. With tech, people, environment, EEC will be one of the most impactful projects which make the company inside grow sustainably. Thank you.